In elections around the world, there's partisan observers, so people who work with political parties. Carter Center conducts what we call nonpartisan observation. We have no political interests in mind, but we're there to provide an extra set of eyes, an extra set of analysis and reporting on what happens throughout the electoral process.
Since 1989, the Carter Center has observed more than 125 elections in 40 countries. In 2024, it conducted nonpartisan election observation in Fulton County, Georgia, and supported similar efforts in New Mexico and Montana.
Our theory is that as people understand what it takes to put elections on and really understand the minutia of the process, that that level of transparency will increase people's trust in elections.
It allows individuals to see behind the scenes of what's actually going on in their communities, especially in a time in our country right now when so many people feel so distrustful.
The Carter Center provided training, technical know-how, and funding to nonpartisan organizations in New Mexico and Montana, making it possible for them to deploy more than 300 people across their states to observe everything from early voting to ballot counting, from machine testing to post-election audits.
I have to say that what's really struck me is how competent, well-organized, and how focused on processes the two sites that I've observed are.
The systems that they have in place just boggle the mind. I really feel like I don't see how you could have a fraudulent election.
While nonpartisan election observation is common around the world, only about half of U.S. states allow it.
In the United States, it's a very foreign thing. But the people who worked on these projects in New Mexico and Montana and Georgia immediately saw the value and the possible contributions that can come from this kind of work.
People's faces light up and they realize they have a role. They actually get to be part of this process and bring back to their families, their communities, what they saw. And that's democracy right there.
In all three states, the organizations released reports detailing what went well and what needed improvement. And though the 2024 election largely lacked the unsubstantiated allegations of fraud made in 2020 and 2022, Carol believes that in our polarized environment, the work was and will remain critical.
I didn't anticipate that we would be in this kind of environment in 2024 and looking ahead to 2025, but it makes me feel that this work is more important than ever, and that we're well placed to try to keep it moving.